Now, the changing protocols. So how do I go from one to the other? A lot of people say that um, they have problems. They're like, I have to start all over again and guess where I'm at. Well, not really. Let's have an example that we're moving from the APRE 6 to the APRE 3. Okay, so let's say that my athlete did 155 pounds for 6 repetitions on their last set. Okay. Now, if I was on the APRE 6, I see that at 6 repetitions, there would be no change. However, I'm moving to the APRE 3. So if I look at the adjustment chart for the APRE 3, I see that 6 repetitions would be up 5 to 10 pounds. So my load for the next week would be 160 to 165. Instead of staying the same, or instead of starting all the way over and going way too light, I can just simply use my adjustment chart to change from one protocol to the next. Based off of my performance 1 week, I can use the adjustment chart for the next protocol for the following week to dictate what load I should be doing. 2 more points. Autonomy, man. So autonomy, remember, is one of the 3 prongs of self-determination theory, of the competency, relatedness, and autonomy. Autonomy is huge, guys. The self-selection that they can have lets the athlete be in control of their own destiny. And in that increased control, it led to an increased work ethic. Why and how? Well, remember self-determination theory, or if it's not a remember because it might be new to you based off of what else you've had, is that self-determination theory is a way to move from extrinsic to intrinsic motivation. So if the person is good at the movement, or at least competent at it, they don't have to sit there and think and walk themselves through very, very slowly on the movement. They can just unleash and let it go and be still pretty competent at it. If they have a relatedness so that they understand why they're doing it and what the transfer will most likely be, and then they have some autonomy, whether it's been load selection or variation of the exercise or exercise order or something, really doesn't matter what. It shifts the motivation from extrinsic to intrinsic, and that allows them to basically see better gains because they're doing it because they want to do it rather than you standing over top of them and making them need to do it. The other point that I wanted to get across was technical failure. And technical failure, it's not this momentary muscular failure as people often think of whenever they see failure or maximal repetitions. And you saw maximal repetitions for us because we didn't want to think about failure. We were using positive language only. But technical failure means when the technique breaks down, that's when the set is over, not when the muscle fails. So it's different from momentary muscular failure. This is going to ensure transfer. What do I mean by that is that your first 5 repetitions of a set might be squat, and number 6 and 7 and 8, you start performing a squat morning where you squat down, shoot your hips up and to straight leg, and then do a good morning to stand the weight up. Well, that isn't a squat, so we don't know which transfer, the squat morning or the squat. So we know what the transfer was from by going with technical failure. Now, in conclusion, the APRE works to get strong and get kids more powerful, and it's simple and can be implemented with nearly any periodization scheme. So we're going to go in here and look at a progression here. So week 1, let's say that my estimated 6 RM is 150 pounds. So 50% of that is 75. I do 10. Then 115 for 6, because that's about 75%. And then I do 150 pounds for 13. I look at my handy-dandy adjustment chart, and I see that I can go 10 to 15 pounds because of doing 13 repetitions. So then I go 165. I said my prayers, ate my Wheaties, Hulkamania live forever. I went all out, and I got 13 reps again. I look back at my adjustment chart, and I see that my second, and I know that my following week is based off of this set. So I go up again 10 to 15 pounds. So I'm going off of 180. Now 50%, 75%, 100%. So I go 90 for 10, 75%, so that's 120 pounds for 6, 180 for 13. Again, I go to my adjustment chart for this week 2, up 10 to 15 pounds. This is me. I love maxing it out. I go to 195. I get 11 repetitions. What do I do now? Well, for the following week, for week 3, I'm going to look at my adjustment chart. 11 repetitions. I see I go up 5 to 10 pounds. So week 3 will be off of 200 to 205 pounds. So 205 is the base. I'd go 50%, 75%, 100%. So 50% is 100 pounds for 10 reps. Set 2 is 155 for 6. Set 3 is 205. I get 12. What is set 4? 12 repetitions. Go up 5 to 10 pounds. So I'm going to increase my set 4 weight to 215 pounds. And I get 10 repetitions. So what is next week's base? I go to my rep chart. I go up 5 to 10 pounds. So week 4 will be off at 225. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense and you can see how you can throw that in. Now, if I've got my periodization scheme, week 1 through 3 was hypertrophy, and I did 3 sets of 12 and at 60%, 3 sets of 10 at 67, and 3 sets of 10 at 70%. Well, instead of looking at that, I'm going to go APRE 10, APRE 10, APRE 10. I'm doing 2 sets unless I really need increase there, and I might go up to 3. And I've heard of people going up to 4 sets with relative success. Okay, guys, if you have questions, comments, complaints, let's go ahead and we'll throw them on the discussion board that's associated with this course, or you can email me at bmann@miami.edu, and I will speak to you next time.